Autonomy is already ticking down. I'm not so sure I need to state you at the moment. Plus I have plans for Basra. Not so much for grain, but it's only 3 provinces, 3 development. So, sod that, I believe. Is the clinical term for it all. Hi Jake, why did so many pull the trigger on the Ottomans? Because I kept dragging the Ottomans into other wars, making them look weak. And they were already severely weakened by losing all of this to Venice early on, incidentally by me pulling them into other wars. Okay, the Ottomans are keen to show that they are not completely weak. They make a strategic peace out the very moment that they can run face first into Venice. Strategic peace. Polish Bulgaria is a real thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces and loads of money. Well, what a shame for them, at least I don't lose out. However, now I have Venetians to get rid of. Ongoing battles is reducing their desire for peace, but this is a battle the Ottomans are going to win, hands down. Hands down. Which may, just maybe, will drive up the Venetian desire for peace. It did a little bit. And then I can offer them a little bit of money to get out of this war. I mean, sure, people won't trust me so much because I'm backing out of this war. But it's also taking quite a bit of time. And I need this war not to be happening. Well, at the very least we're getting some conversions done. This one is going to take a while now, though. Losing that Inquisitor really drove up the times that this takes. Any others that can be converted? Aye, there is you, and as long as you still have your recent uprising, then it doesn't hurt me to do this. Especially since you'll be done before the recent uprising malice goes away. Alright, just pile the burn onto Venice so that they want to peace out soon. Which is momentarily. Jake, favourite part of the Clark patch for Stellaris? I haven't played with it yet. Maybe on vacation, but I'm not playing all the games. Alright, this is great. I can finally have a bit of peace for my nation. And then I can start thinking about absorbing Armenia. Now, I would really like to have Van, but I cannot. They have it. At least I can take all the money, and they cannot. Another way to look at it is that I could strike Gizmaluk, but no. Alright, yeah, I see no reason not to just take the money and run. Just to be sure, though, Gizzy wants Van, so they're going to take it. That's fine. So I take that, they take Van, they take Van. Gizzy takes Van, there we go, and then I go, well, let's be honest, nobody really wants Armenia, so they can just come back into the fold. Then again, I could, oh heck no, that would take forever. Welcome back, Armenia. I hope you don't hate me. Not too much. Maybe I should enforce my religion upon them. Oh, what I should have done is teched up before I released them. That was a faux pas. Doesn't make any odds now, but that's a shame because I just kicked them out with lower tech than they deserve. Well, what can you do? They've got defensive ideas, go figure. Oh well, that's their concern, nay mine. I just need a bit of a stopgap up there. It also gives me a couple of cores to go for. Speaking of cores that I can go for, welcome Iraq. They'll be Sunni, that's okay-ish. They have some very high liberty desire. I could always make it quite a bit higher, because I do want them to be Zoroastrian. And they've taken religious ideas. So I know it's dangerous, but let's do this. Good luck converting that. So they're going to be disloyal now and forever, and they're going to get backed by everybody that hates my guts. Don't think that includes you just yet, but I really need to seek out that royal marriage with you. Now, I did refuse to join the war against you, and I don't have your lands marked as vital interest, no sir. And we certainly don't share any vital interests. Maybe we can beat people up together. Jake, could you vassalize Armenia? I could have, but I wanted to do it this way. Alright, so the lovely thing about Iraq is that they have a lot of cores. The not so lovely thing about Ardalan is that because we are heathen to all those around us, we're going to get increased aggressive expansion for just about everything we do. I didn't actually check the aggressive expansion of annexing Armenia, I just assumed it wouldn't be there because they are Armenians. So we lose Hormuz as a rival, which is okay, I guess. Could grab Hejaz, Timi, Uzbek, Giza, Crimea. I'm a fan of going for the same people that rival you, but Hejaz are not somebody that I'm going to be striking anytime soon. Timi have some friends, which makes them not such an ideal target at the moment. Persia have big, strong friends. That makes them a very not ideal target at the moment, even though I have a 2 tech superiority, which includes 2 tactics techs. Tricky. And it also buffed up our force limit just a little bit. Still tempted to state you, but tricky. Very tricky. This didn't really open up the expansions that one would have hoped, because in the end I either strike Kara, and I really should strike Kara once the truce is over. Maybe if I'd been thinking better I would have brought down the pain on Crimea, because strangely enough Poland are not interested in smashing Crimea. Let's hope they don't get any friendly ideas going. Just true neutrality. Muscovy, they really want Crimea, but I'm sure they have plenty of other things on their plate at the moment. Jake, can you ally Karaman or the Mamluks? Karaman doesn't seem like a great choice. Mamluks do seem like a pretty great choice. Sadly, they have a lot of Iraqi cores, and they're not about to give those up. But what else do Iraqis have cores on? Just Karakiyunlu and Mamluks. That's not so hot. But it does mean that when I come knocking on Karakiyunlu, I will be getting those cores back, and it'll be a little bit cheaper at the very least. Okay, Persia decided that Hormuz is an enemy of theirs, which works for me. But Persia probably still wouldn't allow access this way. But if I struck Hormuz and brought in some friends... Well, you've got the truce. If you didn't have the truce, I could bring Oman into the fold here. Then I could be looking into this region. Sadly, Mamluks are getting their fingers dipped here. Wasn't I looking to ally Yemen? So if I had Yemen and Oman on my side, well, at least I would have a little bit of backing in the region. Adal probably want to kill Yemen, but Yemen have Ajiran. Ajiran, Yemen, enemies of what's left of Ethiopia. Adal's doing pretty well, but I think Yemen have a good future ahead of them, maybe. They would probably call me into a war against Hormuz. Oman would probably call me into a war against Hormuz. Jake, ally the Ottomans again. Yeah, how could that possibly go wrong? Minus 1,000 because of what I did, and trust is down the toilet because I wanted all that peace. Trust only hurts the Mamluks a little bit in terms of that, though. I want that royal marriage. I'd be able to get it, probably, if my legitimacy wasn't down the toilet. The best thing my ruler can do for my nation right now is die, even though he is artificially propping up our technology. Iraq wants to be a march, that's sweet, but no. Rebellious, go figure. Let's improve those relations with them since we're going to need it. Should probably do the same with Armenia, we're going to need that even more. So yeah, very, very keen to know if the Iraqis are going to get any support. It's going to take 100 years for that, me forcing their religion thing to be forgotten about. And they're probably going to struggle with converting this province. But that's okay, they have invested in religious ideas. So, potential targets. I gotta consider my enemies and Gizzy's potential friends. Georgia, Circassia, Karaman, Trebizond, Nogai, none of them would help out. But Persia could always throw some troops that way. But if Persia throw troops that way, I would murder them because they're so... Any people throwing condottieri their way. But I need to get those Armenian cores back and then just integrate Armenia. Could get them on the fairly cheap, and Gizzy's tech is garbage. But I gotta consider my enemies and Gizzy's potential friends. Georgia, Circassia, Karaman, Trebizond, Nogai, none of them would help out. But Persia could always throw some troops that way. But if Persia throw troops that way, I would murder them because they're so technologically inferior. Still, it is telling me that perhaps I should be actually paying the forts that I have and grabbing as many units as I can afford. A couple more cavalry would actually go a long way, as would one cannon just to speed up sieges a touch. We'll invest in the cavalry when I have 2 more spots for it. Jings, even the Ottomans are getting sad music right now. So Bulgaria's back on the map. They're not even subject to Poland. I wonder if they took it just to return the land. I should be able to tell that if I click on this. Yeah, returned core provinces. So Bulgaria actually very altruistically allowed Bulgaria to exist. Did I get the names right there? Potentially. So I do think that Gizzy should be an enemy of mine because I'm about to go and tear them a new one. Anything that's in my culture group is something that I want. Shirvan just happens to be inside my culture group. And I can't threaten war on them. I doubt there are many people that are going to be buying into my war threatens just yet. I really want you on my side here. But there are problems with that. I love them, but I don't love them. Oh well, what was I thinking about there? I'm going to need that spy network built up in Gizzy. At least the conversions are well underway. Malachite and this other province. Going to focus on the one that actually makes me money. Forget Malachites. Ah, see, this is all right. We've been through some rocky times. The Iraqis still wish to rise up. Over here, go figure. I just had a thought. What if I make you a territory? You go down to 50 autonomy, I raise that autonomy, and then I just make you into a state again. Brilliant, I'm going to be doing that from now on. They still want to rise up, sure, but... Does mean that that autonomy isn't going to go down anytime soon, but... I'll take it, if it means I don't have to deal with more Iraqis. The Iraqis would trundle their way into Kara, but that would just bring up Iraqi desire for liberty even more, and it's already pretty high. Strength of faith, helping out with those that accursedly low prestige of mine. I do like how happy the clergy is with me. Granted, they should be, given all the efforts I've gone through in this campaign. Not about to make another donation to them. I just wish they gave me a minister that wasn't so decrepitly old. And where is Tehran? Deals in silk, gets extra base tax. A swing and a miss, but I'm still going to give it to you. Merchant guilds gaining influence perhaps is not the best, since they hate my guts, and I can't actually give them anything at the moment. Like if I wanted to give them monopoly charters, we'll be waiting 10 years on that one. Nothing else I can really do to boost their how much they like me. So that influence is a dangerous thing to give them, but I don't want to curtail their loyalty even further. Ooh, that hurts. They really hate me. Maybe I should just give them this. Would make them like me, but their influence would go way too high. Jake, they will like you very soon. They're at 39%. Aye. Just wish they would like me a bit faster is all. I don't need my admin for much, but I think I'd rather get teching. I don't want it to lag behind since, well, I could do without extra corruption. Well, really could do without extra costs, full stop. I'll get you into position because I do think Gizzy should die. If the Persians decide to intervene with Condottieri, they'll have this very important fort that they have to burn through. It's actually pretty good to have it in flatlands rather than mountains. So I'm not scared of whatever armies the Gizzy can muster since their tech is so terrible. But boy, would I like to strike Persia. It's a shame that that's their only ally there. If they were allied with someone like... Okay, that train of thought died. Looking around at potential enemies just going, nope. Not seeing helpful things here, friend. No, I want my king to die. How about right now? Aye, they're gonna have real difficulty converting that. Like I said, until they get religious ideas. They've already got it, but they'll need to invest a wee touch in it. I just hope that they don't end up getting... Yeah, Sunni zealots, that wouldn't help at all. So many Condottieri flying around. I guess Venice have the money for it. But the Ottomans appear to be pushing back. Certainly not against... Well, actually. Work. I mean, there's a little bit of a problem with that. I mean, where do I even strike from? But we'll figure it out. Iraq cannot get support for independence until the truce is up, but it's only get my army up and paid for, fabricate that claim, you know, that totally legitimate claim on Shirvan, and get to work. I mean, there's a little bit of a problem with that. I mean, where do I even strike from? But we'll figure it out. Iraq cannot get support for independence until the truce is up, but it's only 4 more years. I am curious to see who is going to help them out, and I certainly hope it is not the Mamluks. The Mamluks like the look of that land, so they might do it, so I need to try the best I can to get the Mamluks in my good books. If it's any comfort, Iraq gets missionary strength down the line. Aye. Problem is that's a bit far down the line. So Shirvan is totally mine. Glad you got the memo. Deus freaking Vault. It's what I could do, or I could reconquer these lands. It's a lot less aggressive expansion that way. How much development is Shirvan? Oh, it's only 6. I'd be better taking full AE on that and getting a quarter on the 11 than getting 3/4 on everything. And you're at war with Circassia and Theobroro. What if Crimea offers Condottieri here, though? Surely not. Surely not, he says. I want my ruler to die, but I'm not sure if I 2 stability hit want him to die. And I hope Armenia are actually grateful for this and don't just see it as extra strength for them to turn against me with. This button's so tempting, but no. I think they would run into the same issues that our friends down south would. Not so badly, since Coptic is only mine. Okay, no, Coptic is -2. Forget that then. There's a little bit of an army in Baghdad that could help out. And Gizzy have some enemies. I wonder if they would offer me Condottieri. It is a mystery. Getting quite a few questions asking about what I think about the new patch for Stellaris. I have not played it yet. And a question about who is occupying Athens is Venice. Alright, I have little reason not to go for this. If it all ends up going terribly badly for me, then so be it. But I would like Van, please. Let's see who gets cheesed off and decides to come and attack me. So their numbers are quite good, but their tech is abhorrently bad, so... just occupy their forts and see what sticks. Aye, Venice is on one wild ride this game. It's like nobody wants to stop them. They're sniffing out Ottoman weakness and... Amirs have ceased power in Yemen. Bad times. Speaking of bad times, I hope that civil war goes away. Because I'm going to be... No, this will actually only be 6 overextension, so no need for me to be concerned. This is what I'm talking about. Trebizonders hired by Circassia, Circassians and Theodorans all coming together to root out the Gizzy menace. Armenia will get to work on Van. I don't care what people of Baghdad do. It's better for me if they stick around there. It's also good if they get rebellions. It's probably going to be scaled to their force limit size, which is pathetic. No, I don't think we have much to worry about here unless my old friends the Persians and the Timmies decide that Condottieri is the way forward. This neutral attitude though, but I'm so friendly towards you. Can't you see things my way? Guess it'll take a bit more than that. So Timmy and Delhi both wish for access through me. So the Persians are going on a reconquest against Timmy. A reconquest? Did I read that wrong? No, it's just regular old conquest. They're bringing in Delhi, solidifying that alliance. Crimea and Nagai. Thankfully, they'll all have route down there. Unthankfully, everybody wants access through here. Maybe I should just not give it. I conditionally give access to a lot of people because I have access to Ottomans, right? That's because Ottomans have access through me. It's not really a bad thing, but I don't want to assist in this war, really. The Timmy side is a little good for me, but... actually, no, that's a good point. I should give Timmy access here. Just in case these fellows want to come down and help instead of getting smoked up there. But Delhi are going to be bringing the pain if I want to smash down on Persia, which I do. And I need Delhi not to be part of the picture. That said, they're not all that friendly. They're allied, but it's only minus 30 there. If Delhi get jumped in this war, which is not without reason, Jampur hates them, Vijayanagar hate them, but Vijayanagar decided they'd rather take on Cochin, Mysore, and probably are getting Condottieri. Aye, Bahmanes and Malabar. Never rains but it pours. Oh, speaking of, I don't need to hold on to this. Armenia, it's all yours. Not looking to utterly ravage Gizzy here, because I don't need all this hostile core creation cost land for myself. Certainly don't need to tick up, well, aggressive expansion as well as civil war, more so than we're already seeing. Oh, good night, Timmy. Really, I should be grabbing this whilst the going is good. Or enforcing peace. I hate your guts, though, so that's not really an option at the moment. If I did declare war, though, there's a reasonable thread of logic that says... What does it say exactly? Maybe I could trap the Persians there. There we go, that should maybe stop you. Not quite. There is a reasonable bit of logic that says now is the time to strike Persia. Their tech is still shockingly bad, and I'm better than Delhi, that much is true. But if I look at their sheer numbers, it's still scary. Persia alone are looking at... yeah, 29 from Persia, and then there are Delhi. Delhi's bringing 45 to the table. That's just nuts. That's the power of very hard mode, giving them those 50% boosts left, right, and center. Ah, well, we do what we can. Does Ardalan have to culture shift to form Mughals, given that they're on the Iranian culture group? They do not. If you do your homework from the Mingles patch... a fight? No thanks. The reason we were able to form the Mingles was because we were in the Iranian culture group. That was crucial to the plan. So if you're saying, was it part of your plan to join that, then yes it was. Take the money, take the land. Really, is there any reason to push further than this? Taking this land might seem nice, but it's wrong religion, wrong culture, high autonomy. I mean, I'm just struggling to find reason to take the land. And even if I took something and spat out a vassal, it's not like my current subjects are all that pleased by my enlightened rule here. So what does a man do? Not even that great land, heck, it's pretty terrible land. There's reason to take Kakheti, I guess, since it's part of the Persian node, and it's a pretty good province, and it deals in copper. Copper is very nice. So let's go occupy it before these filthy Caucasian scum decide that they deserve it more than us. Jake, check trade. Trade's doing pretty good, what of it? A little bit of a concern is that Baghdad will now collect here, chewing into a good chunk of the money that was flowing out and into Persia. But nay. Shirvan is important though, that estuary into the Caspian Sea. Jake, how's Ardalan going? Oh, it's very Ardalan, but we're still alive. And the whole spreading of the Zoroastrian religion is going really smoothly. Can't fault that at all. Alright, there we go. They can't fault that either. I'll be taking all this. I really want that money, so I'm gonna keep pushing just a little bit more. Preferably before they de-siege anything there, but another month and occupation of a province. Maybe even a province or two will change their views. Interestingly, not so keen on that now, are you? Okay. Okay, that'll sort it. That'll sort it good. Taking the money, heck, I could probably take the war reparations, or I could push for a humiliation. That's actually a very good reason to keep this war going. Would give us a nice long truce, which actually keeps them out of my hair and unable to throw condottieri in my face. I would have to push a bit harder for it, but I can push. There's really not much reason not to be pushing at this rate. Let's go and take him down. That one guy remaining there can take down the Guria before they bring up another unit. It's all about timing in life, it really is. People that tell you otherwise, they never timed anything good. And as we continue to win battles, it helps out since this is Deus Vault. Jake, you're at 91 PP. Why push? Why not? Won't be at 90 something PP forever. Unfortunately, since we did not get to the capital, that might not be an option. But we can continue to take all of their money. And I mean all of it. Kind of feel like I could take an extra chunk of land whilst I'm at it as well, but there is such things as being too greedy. Oh, that isn't very nice. That's local missionary strength killed for quite some time. still, if I secure the Persian node, I have no real interest in Astrakhan. That works out pretty well for me. And damn it, I was planning on building up a spy network in you and I completely forgot.